Good morning and welcome back for another video of myself, Darren, HGV Class 1 driver here in the UK. It is currently a very dark 5 AM start. Last night was about 7:45 finish. That's the Jag parked up for the day and into the Aphrodite. Card in for a manual entry, so not doing that rest period just now, so we're going no, so go do manual entry instead. And then manual entry, yes, rest from 7:30 until 5 o'clock this morning, which gives us about 9.5 hours rest period. Then begin work at 5 o'clock, yes, begin country UK. So if it keeps auto focusing on my finger, by the way, folks. And then from 5 o'clock until now, other work, yep, confirm, done. How did I not even realise last night that truck has just hit its first 1,000 miles? First things first, we've got to drive to the hub. Out comes the app, onto the head, safety first. Loaders are secure for the day, and today we're delivering plenty of blue roll. For the first job today is 87 miles away over at Doncaster, and I'm looking at realistically 2.5 hours to get there. I do need to stop off to get some fuel on a way up, and I'm thinking probably Hartmore services. I think they can take UK card. I think so anyway, but we'll find out when we get there. After all that, it turns out I'm at the wrong place. They've got another unit around the corner on the same estate, and there's a little bit of a maze this place as well if you've never been here before. It's called iPort, and it's just off one of the motorways. Can't remember for the life of me which motorway it was, but as you can see with the time lapse today, the traffic has just been absolutely awful. So busy, the roads. I got here for just gone 9 o'clock, and I left at, what was it, 6 o'clock, so it's taking me 3 hours to get here, where normally it should only take 2. Weather doesn't really help though, doesn't it? It's been pretty bad weather today. No accidents though, so it's just pretty much congestion and everybody's driving really slow, which isn't really a bad thing, isn't it, when it's weather like this. So the place that I'm going to now, it's just on the other side of this Amazon warehouse. There's quite a few Amazon warehouses around here. They're quite bloody big as well. So when I first came on this site, I didn't really want to get driving down into the Amazon site by mistake, which I nearly did. So their other site should just be over this direction. And then there's a no entry sign, and there should be a turning off just before the no entry sign. According to the girl in the office anyhow. So I was wondering, how do you actually get to these other buildings what are down here? Because when I first came onto the iPort estate, I looked down here, I was like, I can't get down there, can I? No entry sign. We can get down this bit. I've got 7 pallets coming off at this place. Looks like it's going to be a backdoor tip. Hopefully a nice and quick one. So then we need to get ourselves over to Grimsby from here. Right then, let's get ourselves booked in with hopefully the right place this time. Bring the leather out, because I need to get the straps, so as I can then secure them onto the side to make this door nice and secure, so when I'm reversing onto the bay, it doesn't just dump and not start flapping around causing any damage. The bay I need to go on is right there, number 12. As you can see, not a lot of space between these bays that I'm parked up in and that one across the way. Because there's 3 bays across the way what are empty, you can go blind reverse into them, then drive forward into that bay, and then straighten it up then to the bay I need to go into. Quick little blind turn. Let's do quite a bit of a right turn on the steering wheel. Do you know what I do? Actual blind reverse it straight into the bay then. Not meaning to. So where possible, when reversing, try and use up as much space that's available to you. It just makes it a little bit easier further you have away from the bay you need to reverse onto. Can't see anything out the left hand side. Nice and slowly, because I think they are quite tight, these ones here. There we go. Quick walk down to check, make sure it's on bay okay with the dot leveler. Perfect. And now it's just a waiting game. To get to job number 2 is over at Grimsby. It's 50 miles and you're looking at an hour drive. Realistically, I'm going to be there for about 11:45 because I need to take a 45-minute break on the way down. Jumping straight onto the M18 over at Doncaster. I'm just going to be following this for a little bit. There's a service station just off, I think it's the M180, which I need to be taking towards Scunthorpe. So I can stop there at the services, take my break, and then I'll head straight down then towards Grimsby. I'm just going to weigh it up what time I get to the junction where the services are, which this might be a sign here coming up for like 9 miles, because I might be able to drag it out a little bit more. I've got food with me, so I don't need to worry about stopping off at the services for food wise, and I don't technically need a break until 11 o'clock. And it's currently 10:10 at the moment. Both the weather and traffic has actually improved significantly now. I can never say that word actually. significantly, whatever, you know the word I'm talking about. When you say a word so many times in your head it actually doesn't sound right? Well, that is one of them. Currently travelling down the M180 and I've got 14 miles left to go. And when I looked at the Google Maps before leaving, it looks like the destination I'm delivering to is just off the M180 as well, which is quite handy. I've still got 58 minutes left on driving time, and before I get there I should be there in the next 15-20 minutes. So I'm making pretty good time at the moment. I only taken 15 minutes before just to cover the working time directive, so I still need to take a 30-minute break before heading to our next job, which is going to be down in Lincoln. I'm not too sure how far Lincoln is from where I am now, so I'll have to stick it in the Google Maps, well, sat nav shall I say, just before I leave. Oh, it's actually turned into the A180 now. So it's pretty much straight down this road now, and then the business is just off it, which is very handy. Got lay-bys as well, so I could probably stop in one of these lay-bys on the way back. I want to try and maximise as much driving time as I can, so I don't want to take a break earlier than what I need to really when it comes to driving time, because it is going to be a long drive back. And I most likely could be using the extended driving time for the second time and the last time for this week. Oh my god, there's a huge quarry there to the left. Just appeared out of nowhere. All I can see is bushes, and then a break in the bush. There's like a huge, I mean a huge quarry. That was crazy. Never seen that before. From the area, you probably know which quarry I'm talking about. But like the Grand Canyon. I think this is the first time I've ever been to Grimsby. And the destination I need to deliver to should be just off here, off this roundabout. Down here on the right, do you believe? Thank you for waiting. It's never good when you don't know where you're going. They're a bit trippy, them indicators, aren't they? It's not there, at least. Quite busy road, this one, isn't it? Right. You should be just up here on the right hand side, but I'm going to try and pull over in a minute, try and Google map it, so we get a better idea where it could be. Okay, now the road's clear. Very tight here actually, because I've got cars parked right across the way. probably got about 10 inches on passenger side. Just take it nice and easy. Just go keep it towards the side of the fence so the other driver can get down and get past me. I'm just snaking it a little bit so I can see the way the trailer's going, making sure there's no obstacles behind, so just turning it slightly just so I can get the mirrors pointing out the trailer a little bit more on either side. I need to go next to the hedges. By the looks of it, the business should be on the other side of the hedge. And I didn't fancy driving down in case I couldn't turn around anywhere, so it's easier sometimes just to reverse into somewhere and then drive out. And plus, if I would have drove in, it would have been a blind reverse into that car park, which is not ideal. It turns out after all of that reversing down here, I could have actually drove straight down and around and into position, because off camera what I have had to do once I booked in with the goods in guys is gone from here, reversed it round to there and then drive forward. Remember that for next time. A tad little bit tighter than I thought that corner. I had to take a little bit of a shunt. Didn't want to get too close to the bushes, so I'll scratch the paintwork on the truck. And this is where I had to reverse down and off this road here. So you can see, fairly tight. And fairly busy as well. Thank you very much. Now the collection I've got from Lincoln is 21 miles away. Due to get there after a break approximately 1:30. And then also I need to then deliver that to Liverpool. I think it's in Huyton where I'm going to, which I'm going to have a guess from where the collection point is to Huyton. I'm probably looking at about 3 hours drive. So the ETA of actual arriving at Huyton is going to be between 4:30, yeah, around 4:30. So let's hope they can take it today. Hopefully they can. Hey, my word. I'm already 1 hour behind today, aren't I, because of the traffic this morning. So I'm trying to play a little bit of catch up. Got 25 minutes left on driving time, so I won't have enough to get there directly. So if I see a nice little lay-by, I'm just going to pull over and have the rest of the 30-minute break. So I'm going to be driving down the 180. So yep, straight down, right across here. It's gotten really warm again today. It's only saying 15 degrees, but it feels a little bit warmer than that in the sun. It really does. I never knew that there's a docks. I did not even see there was a docks there. There's quite a huge shipping ferry over there. It looks to be a huge carport as well. There's some huge ships over that way. I am getting this right, aren't I? That Grimsby is famous for fish, isn't it? I'm not just thinking that, I'm making it up, am I? Joining on to the A16. Oh, there we go. Fishing Heritage Centre. Right, I can hear a siren somewhere. I can't see any police cars. Oh, there's an ambulance. It's alright, it's gone past the opposite direction. So there we have it. It is famous for fishing. Especially if you've got a fishing heritage centre. Kind of a big giveaway that, isn't it? 13 miles away from the destination now, and it is in a place called, I'm going to butcher this, I really am, called Louth. Now I presume it's called Louth because it's spelled L-O-U-T-H. So it's just down that little area. Should be there in the next 20 minutes. So I've got a fresh 4.5 hours driving time right now. It's a nice little road though, isn't it, to drive down? But it's lovely in the summertime, isn't it? We get a lot of bikers around here as well. Nice little cottage. Got all the farms out in the fields, doing a little bit of hay baling. Down to 40. Real nice roads these. Another 6.5 miles down this road before I turn off. Approaching our destination now, just off the B1200, and by the looks of it, it's just here. And it seems to be a pallet yard because I'm collecting a full trailer full of pallets, so I'm not too sure what the yard condition is going to be. After all, there's going to be a lot of nails on the floor, isn't there? Right, by the looks of it, I need to reverse in there. Pretty tight, but it's not too bad. Should be able to get in, no problems. If the traffic can allow me to reverse down, that is. Well, it's a fairly busy road. I need to try and do it in one hit and pretty sharpish. I think there's a little bit of a verge as well on the passenger side, so I have to be careful with the soft verge there. It's quite a tight gate as well to get in. Need to make sure I keep it close on the driver's side. Yep, we're through on either side as well. Yeah, mate.
You alright?
Yeah, whereabouts do you want me? Just to one side?
In the middle. Who you come for?
JK pallets.
JK?
Yeah.
You just sort of get in the middle of the yard, mate.
Yeah, no worries, mate. What I'll do, I'll just pull it back to one side.
Yeah.
When you're done there, I'll bring it forward and
that's
shunt it
no
over.
problem. I'll be 2 minutes.
That's fine, that, mate. Alright, there's quite a lot of space there in the middle. Bigger than you think this yard. Just in time for the rain. Lucky me. One slight problem. Whilst I'm waiting to get loaded, or whilst I am getting loaded at the moment, I thought I'd put into the postcode where I'm going to next. And it turns out it's actually 3.5 hours drive from where I am now. And I'll be getting to the destination at approximately 5:30 without traffic if I left right now. And as you can see, I won't be leaving just yet. A little bit of a pain in the backside to try and get these nice and secure using the internal straps. Whereas if you're on a flatbed, you just throw a strap over no problem. So here, I'm using the internal, trying to hook them over the edge and that. It's right hard work, it is. I found it easier when you're doing the internal straps. If you put the strap on as soon as that stack has been put on, I can then put that strap around it straight away. Otherwise, you've got no chance of getting these, because they're the railings, over 3 or 4 of them. It's an absolute nightmare. So the best way to do it, as soon as it goes on, stick the next one on. A little bit like so. There you go. And as you can see up at the top, that's what I'm talking about. It's an absolute nightmare to try and get them through if I was to get that pallet. So to swing it over the top, then over the top, and over the top, it just gets tangled. So at least if I stood on here, I can kind of throw it over the corner, and it's not too bad then. I've got some external straps as well to make sure it's nice and secured when I leave. And then that stack should then tighten up the one next to it as well to stop any movement. Oh dear, got somebody else that came in now as well. Another Arctic. It's a little bit tight for space. And finally at the end, just got an extra strap just to make sure it doesn't move. About to leave here now, and it's going to be a late one today again. To get back to the yard, it's 142 miles and about a 4-hour drive with traffic included, because I've got to get past Leeds, Bradford, all of that area on the M60 ring road, and I'm right over here at the moment, south of Grimsby at this place. So I've got to go up, join that road, all the way down, all the way across to the yard. And just in case you're wondering how many pallets I got loaded up just then, 870. Yes, that is right. 870 pallets are on the back of the trailer right now. Not a lot of weight though, luckily. I think they stack them up in stacks of 36, because they stack them up like back to back, if that makes sense, so they fold into each other, so you could get twice the amount than what you normally would if you just stack them one on top of each other. Go jumping onto the A16, following it up for Grimsby. I've spoken to the office already as well, given them the heads up that I'm always just leaving, and obviously getting back to our yard it's going to be around 7 o'clock, half 7 finish. So the pallets are going to be getting delivered for tomorrow, so I don't need to worry about that for tonight. Kind of feel like I'm delivering to a farm driving down here. Wind's starting to pick up quite a bit as well. I feel a little bit on the trailer, nothing too much though. And this is the A18 that I'm on at the moment. And I'm following it towards Lincoln, or Lincoln Gate, is it? A little airport down here as well. I do prefer driving down little lanes like this though, to be honest. It's not too built up. You just see a lot of different areas that you never would normally if you just stick to the motorways. As long as there's enough space for the truck, I'm alright. quite a few subscribers as well asking about the power on this truck, if it's a little bit better than the Nemesis, and the answer is yes, it definitely is. You can feel it a little bit more, and the gear changes are a lot better as well. Don't get me wrong, it still has every so often the struggle where it can't decide which gear to go in, but it's a lot less regular than what the Nemesis was. So the gearbox itself has been improved a little bit. Believe it or not, this is a 60-mile-an-hour road. I was at 50. Let's have a double check now at this sign. I was at 50. The sat nav saying 60. But I'm only driving at 40 miles per hour anyway, because the weather's not too great, is it? And you don't want to be driving around these corners at 50. I think 40 miles an hour is more than enough. I mean, going around that corner just then, I'm only doing 25. Lots of little windy roads. Got a van behind me, but it's no big problem. So I'm not putting my foot down, that's for sure. So what you have to be careful of, at the side of this road where the white line is, the verge where the grass is, it looks like a soft verge. So if my wheels get stuck on there, I'd most likely end up tipping over into that ditch or into the field. So you just got to take extra care, especially when it's wet. You don't want to be going over that little white line. Got the farmer cutting the edges. Really busy this time of year, the farmers, aren't they? If they're not trying to plant the seeds, plough the fields, harvest the crop, they're out pruning the hedges. It's quite a big drop there now, isn't it, to the left? Definitely not worth speeding, is it? Keep it at 40 for now. Still driving down the A18. It's a nice little road as well to drive down this. Can't get the speeds up too much though, because they are that windy. Get them to slow down around all the corners. It's a nice little road though, I like driving down this. First time being down this way. Still got 3 hours and 9 minutes left on driving time. Yep. I think it might be closed at the next junction. I'm hoping it's a case of coming off the junction, getting back on, or being diverted through Leeds itself by going up the M1 to the 621 and following it around and coming back on the next junction after that. That's what I'm hoping. The only problem is, where I am at the moment, it's quite hard in a HGV to get through some of the roads where Wakefield is due to weight limits and stuff. And everybody's going to be doing the same thing really, aren't they? Because if I could get onto the M1 South, I'll probably be able to go down towards Wakefield, then cut through towards Huddersfield on one of the back roads. But you just got to try and sit through it, unfortunately. The chaos on the M62. It continues. It's currently 5:30 now. On my tacho, I've got 1 hour and 45 minutes left. I've told work about the situation, and it could possibly be a night out, this. But where would I spend the night out? That's the problem. That's the next question. Where would it be? So I don't really know the area. And everybody's going to be trying to go the same routes really, aren't we? Wakefield is going to be an absolute nightmare. Leeds is going to be an absolute nightmare. Probably all the way down towards the Huddersfield area would probably be affected. Not really too sure what to do other than sit tight, unfortunately. Definitely looks like a long one today, and looking more like a night out, unfortunately. But it's one of them, isn't it, in the business? You can't predict the traffic, you can't predict what's going to be happening, and luckily I've got an overnight bag with me, so I'm okay. I've got food, I've got a gas stove, so I'm all right for that side of things. And that's looking quite tempting right now, just to get sleep for an hour or so. Looks like we've got a little bit of movement up ahead. That's a good sign, surely. I mean, it's not really gone far, that truck, has it, by the looks of it? That's not good, is it? We've got a vehicle breakdown in lane 3 and everybody's just driving around. Right, at least they're on the hard shoulder over there anyway, so they're out of the way safe. Oh no, don't be that driver. Come on buddy, you might be a professional. Don't go any hard shoulder in the third lane. I was about to say hard shoulder then, shouldn't be doing that either. Oh, God, it's like the Wild West. Got another driver as well in the third lane. Time is now 6:30. Yep, you guessed it, not moved. I've moved about 100 yards, managed to get myself over into the left lane, hopefully coming off very shortly. I've got an hour and a half left of working time before my 15 hours are up, and driving time I've got 50 minutes, so I'm definitely not making it back tonight, that's for sure. I've got to say, this is probably the worst traffic that I've ever been stuck in since driving professionally. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm not even past the junction yet, or coming up to the junction yet, and it's now 10 to 7. I've been stuck here for probably about 2 hours so far. But most of all, I just hope whoever's involved in the accident are all okay. Just approaching a junction now where I could come off, and it's currently 7 o'clock, so I've got 1 hour left working time, and I've got 29 minutes driving time left. Not too good. Well, I made it. Hartmort Services, and there's plenty of space here. Loads of space. Well, it's definitely lucky that I keep an overnight bag with me. Honestly folks, just keep one with you at all times. Parking paid for, food voucher sorted. KFC, here I come. I've got to admit, it makes a world of a difference having a TV in your truck. It really does. And that is pretty much me done for the night. The time has just hit 8:20. I've got to finish editing the vlog there, get rid of the rubbish, and then get an early night tonight. Tomorrow is going to be another bright and early start of 5 AM. And I need to try and aim to be back at the yard before 8 o'clock. So if I get up for 4:30 and they get on the road for 5, job should be a good one for that one. So I am going to leave the video there for now. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.